In today's video, we're going to go over how to write a linear equation given a table of values. And it's the same process as if you were to do it given 2 points. Step 1 is you're going to find your slope. Step 2 is you're going to find your y-intercept. And step 3, you're going to write your equation of your line. So let's try that with example 1. Example 1 says, what is the equation of the line from the table of values? So remember, step 1 is to find our slope. To do this, I'm going to use our slope formula, which is change in y over change in x. To go from -3 to 0, I add 3. To go from 0 to 3, I add 3. 3 to 6, I add 3. And 6 to 9, I add 3. So my change in y is 3. For my change in x, to go from -4 to -2, I add 2. From -2 to 0, I add 2. From 0 to 2, I add 2. And from 2 to 2, I add 4. So my change in x is 2. So my slope is 3 over 2. Step 2 is to find the y-intercept. Now you can either solve for b, or you can see if they give you b in the table of values. Remember that your y-intercept is always 0, b. 0 comes first, and then that number that is b comes second. So if I look at my table of values, they give me the y-intercept right here. They give us the ordered pair 0, 3, which means the y-intercept is 3. That comes from this number right here. Again, this only works when you have an ordered pair that has 0 first. Now that I know my slope and my y-intercept, I can use that to plug in for m and b in my original equation. So instead of m, I'm going to write 3/2. And instead of b, I'm going to write 3. So my equation will be y equals 3 over 2x plus 3. This is my answer in slope-intercept form. Let's try the next example. It says, what is the linear equation for the table of values? So they didn't list out our steps here, but it's the same exact process that we did above. Step 1 is we want to find our slope. And I'm going to use our slope formula, which is change in y over change in x. To go from 5 to 8, I add 3. 8 to 11, I add 3. 11 to 14, I add 3. And 14 to 17, I add 3. So my change in y is 3. To go from 0 to 1, I add 1. From 1 to 2, I add 1. From 2 to 3, I add 1. And from 3 to 4, I add 1. So my change in x is 1. 3 divided by 1 is just 3. So my slope is 3. Step 2 is to find my y-intercept. Let's check to see if they gave that to me on my table of values. They did. It's right here. That is the point 0, 5. So my y-intercept is 5. So now I can write my equation of my line in slope-intercept form. I'm going to replace m with 3 and b with 5. So my equation is y equals 3x plus 5. The 3 was my slope, and the y-intercept, 5, was b.